I'm Tatiana. I was born in a small town in Crimea, Ukraine called Bachchisarai, coming up to 40 years ago. My father is Bulgarian, so when I was about two and a half, we moved to Bulgaria, to another small town next to the Greek border, which is called Petrich, which is where I did most of my growing up. We traveled every summer to Crimea, and it was kind of a funny thing where most kids go to a vacation abroad to visit new places, and for me it was like I was spending 1 month a year at home and the rest away. And I feel it's kind of formed me in a way where I feel home everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And it's been affecting my life in many ways, in that I do like traveling a lot. I don't feel comfortable staying in one place for a long time. I studied accountancy and international relationships. Never worked a day in my life in either of those two disciplines, but they have been useful in different areas of my life. I've lived in, obviously, Ukraine, Bulgaria, England, Spain, and lastly France. I'm married to a Frenchman, Parisian if you ask him. We're raising 4 children aged between 8 and 19, 2 boys, 2 girls. We have 2 dogs, a Doberman and a Husky, which is present. You might even see him later, and a cat. And I speak 5 languages. I am a mountain trail runner. The longest distance I've run is 70 kilometers in the mountains, and I'm working on getting that up to 100 this year. So that's me. When I was about 14, 15, I started working as a waitress, first on weekends and vacations at a cafe that a friend of mine owned. I've had a pretty crazy childhood, like growing up in the 90s in Eastern Europe, if that means something to anyone. And so that was fun. And that was one of my favorite jobs, actually. I feel that it has taught me a lot about people, communicating with people, team management, generally human connections, and it has served me well throughout the rest of my career. I was good in English, so after university I started working at a call center, selling websites and software, and that kind of gradually led to me learning programming. I've programmed quite a few websites and software. At the time we were even doing standalone software, which means nothing to most of the people today, and some of those websites are actually still live today, which I'm pretty proud of. I've been dealing with domain names in that period more as technical detail, and then later on I discovered them as brand assets, which led to launching Mark Upgrade and Smart Branding, which I'm going to get back to in a minute. Having worked for about 10 years in IT, developing websites and software, I've been dealing with domain names a lot, but mainly as technical detail. It was buying a domain name to host a website, buying a domain name to have an email address, and never really looking at them as more than that. And about 5 years ago, I realized that's a mistake a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of marketing agencies make, underestimating the importance and the power of domain names for businesses. So I started reading about that a lot. I've spent weeks looking at domain names, how can they affect a business, domain names as brand assets, and that led to the launch of Mark Upgrade and Smart Branding. SmartBranding.com is our freely available resource for entrepreneurs, marketing and branding agencies, naming experts, where they can learn more about domain names as brand assets. We try to curate a lot of information on what's happening in the world of domains. We have a lot of analysis of factual data on the top performing brands across industries and across geographical markets, and how they use domain names to their advantage. All of that information is available for anyone who wants to learn and improve their business by implementing a strong domain strategy. And for those who have already been through that, who have already learned, unfortunately, that's actually entrepreneurs who are second, third, fourth type entrepreneurs, or entrepreneurs who have launched on a compromised name and learned the hard way that it's affecting badly their business. In both cases, once they get to that point where they realize they need a better domain, they need a stronger domain strategy, that's where they can reach out to us at Mark Upgrade, and that's where we help entrepreneurs improve their business with a better domain and with a stronger domain strategy. I love the way domain names act as, in a way, a commitment to an idea. We do have a podcast on smart branding, and we talk to entrepreneurs, and oftentimes in those there's that highlight of people come up with an idea. First step to actually starting bringing it to reality is getting that domain name. In many ways, that is that first material step to committing yourself to something. So in that respect, I think my latest acquisition is a name that I just randomly came up with. It's a play on words, Ukrainian and French. It's bozhevil.com, and Bozhevilny in Ukrainian means crazy, and it kind of relates to my running hobby, where when I'm sure many runners will relate when we talk about how much we run and what distance, people usually react as, are you crazy? And ville in French is town, city, so it's like city of the crazy people. And I do have some ideas about it, but we're not going to talk about it today. Was that okay, or shall I redo it? And nobody said it, but I thought there were some like repetitions of things I would have done differently. But I'm obviously more critical, yeah. He's okay. If he doesn't bite, he's fine. And so they're not suitable for everyone. That's on the fake. No. Can I swear? Shut up, tits. No? No tits. Okay. Lose on jouet. Where is his toy? He ate a cable at home, and it was a huge cable with metal in it. Anyway, where are we? What's your favorite domain name? I think we are done.